Want to understand why some people reach 90, 95, even 100, still reading the newspaper without squinting, still remembering every grandchild's name, still telling stories sharp as a tack? Don't look at their medicine cabinet. Don't look at their crossword puzzles. Don't even look at their genes. Look at what's sitting on their breakfast plate every single morning. Because here's something that took me years to truly accept. The eyes and the brain age slower in people who feed them the right things, and faster in people who don't. It has very little to do with luck. And the most powerful tools for keeping your vision crisp and your memory clear aren't found in a pharmacy. They're found in 3 simple fruits. One of them, most people over 70 never even think to eat at breakfast. And it might be the most important of the 3. Today, I'm going to show you exactly which 3, exactly how much to eat, exactly how to prepare them so you don't accidentally destroy the very nutrients that protect you, and the simple morning habit that ties them all together. Even if you're well over 90, it is not too late. Your eyes and your brain are still listening to what you feed them. Let me prove it to you. Hi, I'm Dr. John. For most of my career, I worked with older adults, people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, watching some of them lose their eyesight and their memory far too early, while others stayed remarkably clear and independent right to the very end. For a long time, I assumed the difference was genetic. Some people just got lucky, I thought. But the longer I paid attention, the more that explanation fell apart. I kept meeting 90-year-olds who were sharper than people 30 years younger. And when I looked closely at their daily habits, one pattern kept showing up again and again. It wasn't expensive supplements. It wasn't exotic. It was breakfast. Specifically, it was fruit. The right fruit, eaten the right way, every single morning. So I went digging into the actual published research on vision and brain aging. And what I found genuinely changed how I eat and how I advise the people I care about. We have spent decades being told that fading eyesight and a fading memory are just part of getting old. They are not. A large part of both is driven by things you can directly influence, and food is one of the most powerful levers you have. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 fruits, the science behind why they work, the exact amounts, the preparation mistakes that quietly waste their benefits, and the daily routine that helps your body actually absorb them. Quick favor before we get into it. I hear from viewers all the time who tell me they've watched 5 or 6 of my videos and only just realized they never actually subscribed. Could you take 2 seconds and check right now? It's completely free, and it helps this channel get honest, science-based health information in front of more people who really need it, especially older folks who've been ignored for too long. Thank you. Now let's begin. To understand why these 3 fruits matter so much, you need to understand what's actually happening inside your eyes and your brain as the years go by. And I promise to keep this simple. Think of your body like a house that's been lived in for 90 years. The walls are still standing. The structure is still good. But over the decades, 2 things slowly wear it down: rust and poor plumbing. The rust is what scientists call oxidative stress. Every time your cells produce energy, they create tiny waste particles called free radicals. These particles are unstable, and they bump around, damaging whatever they touch, a little like rust eating away at metal. Your eyes are especially vulnerable to this because light itself, pouring into your eyes all day long, speeds the process up. And the very back of your eye, a tiny but mighty spot called the macula, is responsible for your sharp central vision, reading, recognizing faces, threading a needle. When the macula gets worn down by this rust, that's when vision starts to blur and fade. Your brain has the very same problem. It's the hungriest organ in your body, burning enormous amounts of energy, which means it produces a lot of that cellular rust too. Over the years, this damage and inflammation can slowly interfere with memory and clear thinking. The poor plumbing is blood flow. Your eyes and your brain are fed by some of the smallest, most delicate blood vessels in your entire body. When those tiny vessels get stiff, narrow, or inflamed, less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach the very tissues you depend on for seeing and remembering. Good blood flow keeps everything bright and working. Poor blood flow lets it dim. So if you want to protect your eyes and brain into your 90s and beyond, you need to do two things: fight the rust and keep the plumbing clear. You need antioxidants to neutralize the damage. You need specific pigments that physically shield your eyes from harmful light. And you need compounds that keep those tiny blood vessels flexible and flowing. And here's the beautiful part. The three fruits I'm about to share don't do just one of those jobs. Between them, they do all of it. Let me break them down one at a time. The first fruit is one you've almost certainly heard of, but I promise you haven't been giving it the respect it deserves: the humble blueberry. Look closely at a blueberry. That deep blue-purple color isn't just for show. That color comes from a family of plant compounds called anthocyanins, and they are some of the most powerful antioxidants found anywhere in the fruit world. Remember the rust we talked about? Anthocyanins are like a rust protection coating for your cells. They neutralize those damaging free radicals before they can wear down the delicate tissue in your eyes and brain. But blueberries do something even more interesting. Those same anthocyanins appear to help keep your small blood vessels flexible and improve blood flow, including the flow to your brain. More blood flow means more oxygen and more fuel reaching the regions responsible for memory and thinking. It's a little like turning up the water pressure in a house where the pipes had started running slow. Now, this isn't just a nice theory. Researchers at Harvard followed a very large group of older women for years, tracking what they ate and how their thinking held up over time. They found that the women who ate the most berries, blueberries and strawberries in particular, showed slower memory decline as they aged. In fact, the heaviest berry eaters appeared to delay their cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years compared to those who rarely ate them. 2.5 years of sharper memory from a fruit you can buy at any grocery store. Other studies, including ones using daily blueberry servings in older adults already noticing memory slips, have reported improvements in word recall and mental clarity over a matter of weeks to months. The signal keeps pointing the same direction. This little berry is genuinely good for an aging brain. And it doesn't stop at the brain. Those anthocyanins also accumulate in the tissues of your eyes, where they support the cells of the retina and may help your eyes recover from the strain of constant light exposure. For your eyes and your brain at the same time, few fruits earn their place at breakfast quite like the blueberry. How to eat them? Aim for about half a cup to 1 cup of blueberries each morning, roughly a generous handful. Fresh is wonderful in season, but here's something most people don't realize. Frozen blueberries are just as good, sometimes even better. They're frozen at peak ripeness, which locks in those precious anthocyanins, and they're far cheaper year-round. If chewing is difficult, blend them into a soft smoothie or stir them into yogurt or warm oatmeal. The key is simply to have them every single morning. Avocado, the one people overlook. Now for the second fruit, and this is the one I promised you. The one most people, especially older folks, never think to eat at breakfast. Many people don't even realize it's a fruit at all. It's the avocado. I know, it's not sweet. It's not what comes to mind when you hear the word fruit. And your grandmother probably never put it on the breakfast table. But if I had to pick one single food in this entire video for protecting aging eyes, the avocado would be at the very top of my list. Let me tell you why. Remember that tiny spot at the back of your eye, the macula, that gives you your sharp central vision? Your body protects that spot using two special yellow pigments called lutein and zeaxanthin. Think of them like a built-in pair of internal sunglasses sitting right in your retina, filtering out the harshest blue light and absorbing the damage before it can wear your vision down. The more of these pigments you have packed into your macula, the better protected your central vision tends to be as you age. And here's the catch. Your body cannot make lutein and zeaxanthin on its own. You have to eat them. Avocados are rich in both, but they have a second trick that makes them special. Lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble, which means your body can only absorb them properly when you eat them alongside some healthy fat. And the avocado is loaded with exactly the right kind of fat, the same smooth, heart-friendly monounsaturated fat found in olive oil. So the avocado delivers the eye-protecting pigments and the fat needed to absorb them in one single package. It's almost as if nature designed it on purpose. And these very same pigments don't just sit in your eyes. They also collect in your brain, where higher levels have been linked with better memory and faster thinking in older adults. So once again, we get eyes and brain together. The research here is striking. In one study from the University of Illinois, healthy older adults ate one fresh avocado every day for 6 months. By the end, the density of that protective pigment in their eyes had measurably increased, and so had their performance on certain tests of memory and attention. One avocado a day, and the internal sunglasses got stronger while the mind got sharper. That's exactly the kind of simple, repeatable habit that pays off over years. How to eat it. Aim for roughly half an avocado each morning, or a whole one if you'd like. The texture is soft and easy on all the teeth and gums, which is a real bonus. Mash it onto a piece of whole grain toast with a tiny pinch of salt. Slice it next to your eggs. Or, if the flavor isn't your favorite, blend half an avocado into your blueberry smoothie. It turns it wonderfully creamy and you'll barely taste it, while the healthy fat helps you absorb everything else in the glass. Please, don't keep skipping this one. Of all 3 fruits, this is the one I most want you to start. Oranges, the vision protector. The third fruit is one almost everyone already loves, but very few people realize just how powerfully it protects aging eyes: the orange. Most people think of oranges as simply a source of vitamin C. And yes, that vitamin C is a valuable antioxidant that helps fight the cellular rust in your eyes and supports the tiny blood vessels that feed them. But the real magic of the orange isn't only the vitamin C. It's a group of compounds called flavonoids, concentrated in the orange's flesh, and especially in that slightly bitter white pith just under the peel. These flavonoids appear to specifically protect the delicate tissues at the back of the eye. And this is where the research gets genuinely exciting. A long-running study in Australia followed older adults for 15 years, carefully tracking what they ate. The finding was remarkable. People who ate at least one orange every day had a dramatically lower risk of developing late-stage macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in older age, compared with those who rarely ate oranges. We're talking about a major reduction in risk simply from a daily piece of fruit. And interestingly, the protection came from the flavonoids in oranges specifically, not just from vitamin C in general. Those same flavonoids may benefit the brain too. A number of studies have linked diets rich in flavonoids, the kind found in oranges, berries, and other colorful fruits, with a lower risk of memory decline and dementia in later life. Once more, the eyes and the brain rise and fall together, and the orange supports both. How to eat it. Eat one whole, fresh orange each morning. And here is the single most important tip. Eat the actual fruit, not just the juice. When you drink a glass of orange juice, you throw away most of the fiber and much of that valuable flavonoid-rich pith, while concentrating a large amount of sugar into one quick gulp. Eating the whole orange, segment by segment, gives you the flavonoids, the fiber, and a gentle, steady release of natural sugar your body handles far better. If peeling is hard on the hands, ask a family member to peel and segment a few at once. Or choose easy peel varieties like mandarins or clementines. A quick caring note. If you take medications, please stick to ordinary oranges and avoid grapefruit, because grapefruit can interfere with how some common medicines work. Oranges are the safe, gentle choice. And if you live with diabetes, simply keep your portion to one piece of whole fruit and pair it with the avocado's healthy fat to keep your blood sugar steady. When in doubt, a quick word with your own doctor is always worth it. Let me gather the evidence together, because I don't want you taking any of this on faith. I want you to know there's real science underneath it. First, the berry research from Harvard, following a very large group of older women over many years, found that the heaviest berry eaters experienced slower memory decline, delaying their cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years. That is one of the most encouraging findings in all of nutrition and brain health, and it came from an ordinary fruit. Second, the avocado study from the University of Illinois, where healthy, older adults ate 1 avocado daily for 6 months and saw measurable increases in the protective pigment in their eyes, along with improvements in memory and attention. A real, measured change in both vision protection and mental performance from one simple daily habit. Third, the long Australian eye study, which tracked older adults for 15 years and found that a daily orange was linked to a substantially lower risk of advanced macular degeneration, pointing specifically to the flavonoids in oranges as the protective ingredient. And running underneath all of it is decades of consistent research showing that diets rich in colorful fruits, antioxidants, and flavonoids are associated with healthier aging eyes and sharper aging brains across many different countries and populations. No single study is the whole story, but when finding after finding points the same direction, you start to see a clear picture. And the picture says, feed your eyes and brain the right fruit every day for years, and they reward you. Now let me give you the insider habits that separate people who actually see results from people who don't. These small details matter more than you'd think. Tip 1. Eat them together, not scattered. There's real synergy here. The healthy fat in your avocado dramatically improves how well your body absorbs the eye-protecting pigments, not only from the avocado itself, but from anything else colorful on your plate. So a breakfast that combines all 3 fruits isn't just convenient, it actually helps each one work better. A simple bowl of blueberries and orange segments with avocado on the side, or all 3 blended into one smoothie, is close to perfect. Tip 2. Morning is the right time. Eating these in the morning sets your body up with a steady supply of antioxidants and steady blood sugar to start the day, rather than a sugar spike. Pair the fruit with a little protein, an egg, some yogurt, a handful of nuts, and you'll feel full, focused, and energized for hours, instead of hungry an hour later. Tip 3. Chew slowly and thoroughly. This sounds almost too simple, but it genuinely matters, especially as we age. Chewing well begins breaking the fruit down so your body can actually reach all those nutrients. And eating slowly gives your stomach time to tell your brain you're satisfied. Take your time. Enjoy it. There's no rush at breakfast. Tip 4. Drink your water. Your eyes literally rely on moisture, and an aging body holds water less efficiently. A glass of water alongside your fruit keeps your eyes comfortable and helps every system run a little more smoothly. Dry, tired eyes are often just thirsty eyes. Tip 5. Make it the same time every day. Don't rely on remembering. Tie this breakfast to something you already do without fail, right after you brush your teeth, or right after your morning cup of tea. When a healthy habit is attached to an existing one, it stops being a decision and simply becomes part of who you are. Let me save you from the errors I see most often, because any one of these can quietly rob you of the benefits. Mistake 1. Choosing juice over whole fruit. I'll say it again because it's that important. A glass of orange juice strips away the fiber and much of the protective flavonoid pith while concentrating the sugar. Eat the whole orange. The same goes for blueberries. Eat them whole. Don't reach for a sugary, blueberry-flavored product that contains hardly any real fruit. Always choose the food as nature made it. Mistake 2. Giving up too soon. This may be the biggest one of all. People try these fruits for a week, don't feel a dramatic change, and quit. But protecting your eyes and brain is not like taking a painkiller. The protective pigments take weeks to build up in your eyes. The benefits to your memory and your blood vessels accumulate quietly over months and years. You won't feel fireworks tomorrow morning. What you're doing is slowing the wear and protecting what you have, day after day, so that years from now you're still reading, still remembering, still independent. Consistency is the whole secret. Mistake 3. Drowning the goodness in sugar and cream. I've watched people take a perfectly healthy bowl of blueberries and bury it under sugar, sweetened syrup, or heavy cream, and undo much of the benefit. Let the fruit's natural sweetness shine. A spoon of plain yogurt or a sprinkle of nuts is all the company it needs. Mistake 4. Assuming you're too old to bother. Please hear me on this. I have seen people in their 90s improve their energy, their comfort, and their clarity by changing what they eat. Your body never stops responding to good care. The cells in your eyes and brain are renewing and repairing right now, today, and they will use whatever you give them. It is never, ever too late to start protecting them. Let's lock in everything we covered. 1. Fading eyesight and a fading memory are not simply an unavoidable part of getting old. A large part of both comes down to fighting the cellular rust of oxidative stress and keeping the tiny blood vessels that feed your eyes and brain healthy and flowing. Food is one of your most powerful tools. 2. Blueberries, the brain berry, are packed with anthocyanins that fight that rust, support blood flow to the brain, and have been linked in Harvard research to slower memory decline. Eat about a handful every morning, fresh or frozen. 3. The avocado, the fruit most people overlook, delivers the eye-protecting pigments lutein and zeaxanthin, along with the healthy fat your body needs to absorb them, strengthening your eyes' internal sunglasses and supporting your memory. Eat about half an avocado each morning. 4. The orange, eaten whole rather than juiced, provides flavonoids linked in a 15-year study to a dramatically lower risk of macular degeneration, plus vitamin C and fiber. Eat one whole orange daily and choose ordinary oranges over grapefruit if you take medications. 5. Eat all 3 together in the morning so the avocado's fat helps you absorb everything. Chew slowly, drink your water, and tie the habit to something you already do. And 6. The most important point of all. Be consistent and never assume you're too old to benefit. The people who stay sharp and clear into their 90s aren't lucky. They're consistent. They feed their eyes and brain the right things every single morning, year after year. You can begin doing exactly the same thing tomorrow. Your eyesight and your memory are not a fixed fate handed to you by your age or your family history. They are living systems that respond to what you feed them every single day, and you have far more say over them than you've ever been told. If this was helpful to you, I genuinely ask 2 small things. First, share this video with someone you love who's getting older and worries about their eyes or their memory. A parent, a friend, a neighbor. This simple breakfast could protect them for years, and most people have never heard it. Second, please subscribe and tap the like button so this channel can keep reaching the people who need honest, science-backed health information instead of empty gimmicks. And if you'd like to go deeper, check out my other videos on the best foods for healthy blood flow and the daily habits that protect an aging brain. The links are right here on the screen. Take good care of yourself. You're worth it. I'll see you in the next one.